If you want to find complete strangers that can become clients directly from your ads in under 7 days, then you can't just have ads that go out there that get leads. They have to be the right people who are likely to opt in and become a client within 7 days on the other side. In this exact video, I'm going to go into the ads dashboard and I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your cold audiences to find the cold audiences that are going to be most effective at turning from a click into a client in that short space of time. And before we go into setting up your cold audiences inside the dashboard, I just want to bring you back to the whiteboard for 1 second so I can show you exactly how this looks inside the Shoney 255 method. This is really important so that you actually know what you're looking at. Otherwise, it's going to look like a lot of buttons and different bits and pieces. This 2 or 3 minutes here is going to make a lot of sense as to how to set up your campaign and what you're looking at inside the dashboard so it's as effective as possible at you being able to watch a video on YouTube and actually run great ads. Okay, so with the Shoney 255 method, again, not going to make any assumptions. I'll quickly run over for 30 seconds what it is. We don't run one campaign like most people do. We run 2 campaigns, one for cold audiences, one for warm audiences. People who don't know who you are and people who do know who you are, okay? Inside each of these campaigns, instead of just having one audience or one ad set, same thing really, an ad set for easiness of understanding is who is going to get to see your ad and where are they going to get to see it. That's what's inside the ad set, okay? Most coaches are running just one ad set. They might bundle loads of audiences into it, but essentially it's a pool full of one set of audiences. So it's one ad set. What we do is we have 5 different ad sets, okay? This was for a different video. Don't think about number 6. We've only got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with that, it gives us the opportunity of finding winners and losers, okay? You don't have to have the perfect audience. You don't have to know the perfect audience walking in. That's what everybody else is doing. That's what your competitors are doing right now. It might be what you're doing right now. But when you have 5 different audiences, you don't need to get them all right. We're going to find winners and losers. I want you to have 5 winners, but if you have 3 losers, you're still going to find 2 audiences that work incredibly well, and we're going to be able to optimize so that all the budget is pushed towards there. And inside this video, I'm going to go back into the dashboard and I'm going to show you how we set up these 5 audiences right here for best success. So let's go into the dashboard now and I'll show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so we're back in the ads dashboard now and I'm going to quickly show you how to set up cold audiences that are really, really effective. We already went through on the whiteboard or flip chart exactly what the audiences should be, how they work, and I'm going to show you how to set them up now inside the dashboard. So we're inside a test campaign here for a lead magnet, just a very common, simple system. So we have a campaign here for cold audiences going to a lead magnet, and we have the Shoney 255 method set up, okay? So we have 5 different ad sets. So ad set number 1 here, we have ad set number 2, we have ad set number 3, number 4 here, and number 5 right here. Inside each of them is 10 ads. So you could say the Shoney 2510 method because I was showing in this video how you can take things further by actually having additional pieces of copy. But that's for another video. This is all about the audiences, the ad sets, the people who you're going to target with the ads, who is going to get to see your ads to make sure that they're the right people, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to live in here for this video, which is your ad sets. So remember, campaigns here, ad sets are here, and ads are here. That's the 3 stages of your ad campaign. The ad sets are really important. This is the who is going to get to see your ad, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, and this is where we're going to live. It's all within the audience here. Now, the very first thing that I want to point out to you here is if this is a lead campaign, then one option that you're going to have here is this button that looks so unsexy that you would never want to click, but it's the button that you have to click if you want to have control over your ads. Further limit the reach of your ads, okay? This may have changed if this is 2 months on, 3 months on, 5 months on, a year on. This may have changed, but Facebook has tried to make it more difficult and more difficult to keep control of who sees your ads, so that they can put ads in front of people that nobody wants to advertise in front of. That's the real reason. But this is almost certainly going to be repositioned. It's going to look a little bit different. Look for this. You do not want advantage on, like you can see at the top here. You want to do further limit the reach of your ads. So this is first here. So switch setup. And the very first thing that you're going to see in here is that we have location, we have age, we have gender, we have custom audiences, which is optional. Detailed targeting, and then we have languages, okay? But what you will notice here, because this is 2025, or if you're watching in 2026, this is certainly still going to be something that you need to think about. You're going to see all these boxes are ticked. Use as a suggestion. Very first thing, turn these off throughout this process, okay? Imagine that you are an online coach who specifically works with women over the age of 40, okay? And you tell me, well, no, my bio says it's over 40. My lead magnet is literally how to achieve this if you're a woman over the age of 40. If you use as a suggestion and turn the age here to 40, right? And so you could do 40 to, let's say, 55. That's your dream there for what you're looking to attract. If you have used as a suggestion, you're going to be wondering, why am I getting 19-year-olds signing up for this? Why am I getting 78-year-olds signing up for this? They're not my demographic. They're not going to buy from me. Your cost per lead might even go down by having this box checked. But if you're in my world, if you're working with me, a big thing that I'm always focused upon is not the lowest cost per lead as a standalone primary outcome. It's not the primary outcome. Cost per lead is something that we always want to optimize for, but only with the right people coming through. Money in versus money out is the only thing that matters. And so you don't want to optimize by clicking this for cost per lead. You want to optimize for the right people coming through your systems who are likely to become clients, okay? So this is a big reason why coaches spend thousands on ads to cold audiences and they never sign up a client, is because they're doing things like this. They actually just don't know that this is even turned on. And so it's the wrong people that are coming through. So turn this off in all occasions. But anyway, let's start at the top, locations. So locations you can get wrong very easily. Locations, in many cases, is the type of thing where people will go, okay, every single one of my clients lives in the UK, but I would love to acquire clients in the US. I would love to acquire clients in Canada. I would love to acquire clients in Singapore. I would love to acquire clients in New Zealand, Australia, elsewhere. And so, you know, why not do it, right? So United Kingdom, let's do Singapore next, and so on and so forth, right? So they'll bundle all of these locations together, and they may even achieve, once again, a low cost per lead, but they're wondering, why are people not booking calls? Or even worse, why are they booking calls but nobody's showing up to them? Very often it's because there are people on the other side of the planet. The times that you had in your calendar that were available didn't actually work for them, but they booked out of that sort of like, well, if I want to stay up till 11:30 at night and take this call, I'll do it. So you don't want to do that, okay? Instead, where everybody should live initially, I literally just recorded a video that's maybe on the channel right now, or maybe it'll be going out in the next couple of weeks, about how to take your ads international. And that is what you'll do when you're going to do it. If you're running ads initially, and you're not getting the ROIs that you want, and you want ads set up that are going to be super successful at getting people to turn from a click into a client in under 7 days, make it only the locations that you sell the most in right now, okay? It doesn't only have to be the primary location, but you have to have a significant amount of clients, or a significant percentage there. One thing I will point out is a lot of people will target UK only, when actually about 40% of their clients are in Ireland as well. It's almost like people forget that that's separated out in the targeting. And what you will usually find is the leads from Ireland actually come in lower for the very reason that people actually forget to put it in. So there's less competition. So if you want lower cost per leads without actually anything affecting your conversion rates, if you target the UK, put in Ireland as well, okay? So throw in Ireland there, so United Kingdom and Ireland. If you're in the US and you sell mainly to people in the US, don't do UK and Ireland, do United States. If you live in Singapore, or maybe I've got a client that doesn't live in Singapore at all, but mainly has clients in Singapore because he actually has worked with an influencer over there. And so for his advertising, we specifically, even though he doesn't live in Singapore, he specifically ran ads in Singapore, and he had a lot of images of him and the influencer in the ads. So just think about, where are the majority of my clients? And that is where the location should be set up, and don't use it as a suggestion, okay? The next thing here is come into the age range. The age range, I always say, for cold audiences is 2 years below and 2 years above. And so for instance, if you specifically work with people who are between the ages of 40 and 55, then you do 38, and you would do 57. And by the way, if you're a coach who specifically works with people over the age of 40 is brilliant, but even better if you specifically work with people over the age of 50 or over the age of 60, reach out to me. We absolutely kill with this every single time. It's an amazing audience to run ads to. Number one, super low cost to run ads to them. Second of all, super high intent. Third of all, more disposable income. It works. It's amazing. So if you specifically work with people over the age of 50, or it's even part of your audience, reach out to me, because we're absolutely dynamite with those ads. We know the ad copy, the images, the certain strategies at work. It's dynamite. But anyway, so that's what to do. Do not use as a suggestion. Right, I've already pointed this out, and it's a really, really big one. The next one here is gender. So number one, this has been such a big issue with people running their own ads. It was even an issue initially when it first came in for about 3 days inside our own mastermind, because we didn't know this was coming in. It was just something that appeared on a percentage of ad accounts, and we had a few people saying, I'm running ads to only females, but I'm getting loads of men opting in. And I'm like, looking at the campaign, and I can see the campaign is literally set. Remember when I had this unchecked here, and it literally just said women, right? So it was already set to that. So I'm looking at the settings, I'm like, it's set to women. Go into the different ad sets, because that's usually previously where the issue was that one ad set was set to both and all the rest were set to women. And then we realized in the detail that Facebook had added this in, and now people were automatically opted into use as a suggestion. So you actually need to opt out of this now, okay? So opt out of it so that it is only the gender that you most specifically work with. And by the way, if you work 90% with women and 10% with guys, lean in to the female side of things, only run ads to women, use ad copy such as, if you're a woman who's so-and-so and so-and-so, use different imagery that works for that audience. All of that is going to be way more effective for your ads. Don't romanticize the fact that, yeah, but some guys like working with me. Romanticize results. Romanticize good ROIs and lean into this. Even if you want your organics to speak to both, with your advertising, lean into where the most results are. Okay? The next thing here is custom audiences. You can get confused with this. People will come in here to custom audiences and they'll start adding in audiences that they've created, like lookalike audiences, or they'll add in people who have visited my website in the last 180 days and things like that, and they'll add them in. If you have any custom audiences in here and also detailed targeting, it's not saying to Facebook target both. It's saying target people who have visited my website in the last 180 days who are also interested in bathrooms. Okay, it's terrible. And you'll end up going, what is going on here? I'm targeting both my warm audiences and cold audiences at the same time. Shouldn't it be reaching a lot more people? Shouldn't my cost per lead be much lower? No, your cost per lead will be through the roof, and not many people will be opting in, and technically you'll just be throttling your results, okay? So do not touch custom audiences whatsoever. That is what we'll go into in a different video on the channel when we start talking about warm audiences, okay? This is all about cold audiences, finding people who are complete strangers and turning them into clients within 7 days. So coming into detailed targeting here, the next one is turn off use as a suggestion. Now, there is a place for this, and maybe I'll do a video about that further down the line, but if you're setting up a brand new campaign here, you don't really need to utilize this. Instead, as long as your audiences are extremely niche, as in like a job title that has, 8,500 people in it, in fact, even in that case, you might even still want to do it, depending upon how pinpoint it is, who you work with. Like if you only work with people who are lawyers, like that's literally your niche. If they're not a lawyer, you don't work with them, you would be willing to have the ad only go to 8,500 people as an example. But anyway, turn off use as a suggestion. And then what you're going to do with your detailed targeting is the way that we have our 5 different audiences, and we do general interest, we do competitors and public figures, we do matching themes, specific demographic, and we also do a broad demographic. Again, another video on the channel, whether it's out and it's on the channel right now, or indeed it might be coming out in the next couple of weeks, depending upon where these schedule in. I run through all of those individually. But I'll go through the first one here, general interest, to show you how to set it up. General interest is really simple. For me personally, it would be people that are interested in online advertising or paid advertising or coaching businesses and things like that, right? So it's, for me personally, what is the core thing I do? And then targeting that. If you were a health and fitness coach, for instance, or a body transformation coach, this may be more along the lines of people who are interested in weight loss, people who are interested in exercise, people interested in physical fitness. You want to go broad with this. It's like pushing Facebook in the right direction, okay? So for me, I might come in here and type in online advertising. Okay, great, so it's available. Online advertising brackets marketing, it's a huge audience, and I can select that, and now I have my general interest, okay? That is how you set all of this up. I'm gonna give you one, well actually languages is a decent one to come into in some cases. If you find that people are coming through your ads who are not, you know, the type of people that you would usually work with, maybe they don't speak the language, well, something you can do is you can come in here and, for instance, you can type in, for myself, because I'm going to be speaking in English on the ads and I don't have, you know, different variations or different subtitles. In this case, I can just do English all, right? So that's a primary language that person speaks. And remember, Facebook and IG know us better than we know ourselves. So it's going to be pretty accurate. So other than that, that is how you set up a cold audience. All the tips and tricks to make sure that only the right people, the people who are actually likely to go from a click into a client in under 7 days, this is how you want to target. For another video, we'll go into placements and different bits and pieces inside the ad set, but hopefully this helps and gets you on the right path to running great ads that actually get clients. Other than that, YouTube loves likes and comments and subscribes and all that jazz. In fact, I do. I like subscribes. I like seeing that you're actually going to come back and watch a video. So if you're a really good human, then comment below, let me know some key takeaways, any other videos you want me to create, and any questions, anything I can bring clarity to you on here as well. And then of course, if you want to know more about how we can potentially help you or work with you to get great ads set up in your specific niche from one of 36 different ad frameworks that we have proven, then all the information is in the description below. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video.